Hey, what's up you guys? It's MCLegoboy here with 75265 T16 Skyhopper versus Bantha Microfighters. 198 pieces of Series 7 LEGO Star Wars Microfighters awesomeness because, oh my gosh, these look fantastic. And I make no mistake, I will be making comparisons with this T16 Skyhopper and this Tusken Raider because I haven't gotten any of those guys since 2002 and 2003. Respectively.
Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it. Thank you.
Yeah, anyway. So, dude, I mean, like, this is our first ever LEGO Bantha. How cool is that? Like, what? And then, like, on top of that, it's made adorable. So, turn it around. And, yeah, you know, this is what you got going on. Pretty fun. So, I am excited for this set because it just looks fantastic. So very, very much like the dewback and the escape pod. And like the escape pod didn't make much sense to make as a microfighter, but that Bantha, man, like, oh, so good. So anyway, let's get to building. All right, here we are, a week and a half later. This is really because nobody else is home, so I'm free to talk and be loud. As you may have noticed, I was a bit quiet before, and that's just because, you know, I'm so self-conscious. I don't like it when people are home and I want to make a video. So anyway, here's the set, man. Like, and it's a great little set, I gotta say. Oh my gosh. Fun little story.
Oh boy. Story time, story time, story time.
As I was building the two Microfighters before from the Rise of Skywalker, I'm like, okay, well, I don't really like the Rise of Skywalker. I should have mentioned this before in that video review. Like, as a movie on its own, it's a fun movie. As part of the sequel trilogy and like the entire saga, oh my gosh, that movie does not make any sense at all. And so as such, I was like, I'm going to listen to proper like Star Wars music as I build these sets, and that'll eat up about an hour or so, you know, to do this, because I'm obsessing over like which direction all the pieces are and things like that. And so I pop in this, oh my gosh, that's my face. The Star Wars remastered soundtrack, and as I start like opening the box, Cantina Band is playing, and the first of these two Microfighters that you build is the Bantha. What's after Cantina Band? The Land of the Sand People. It was so serendipitous. Like, oh my gosh, that's just perfect. So perfect. It was, you can't plan for stuff like that to happen. So, you know, I'm building and I'm like, you know, this is really cool. This is very special. I love it. So let's talk about the minifigure that comes with the Bantha. It's the Tusken Raider. And for me, this Tusken Raider is brand new because I didn't get any other time that he showed up before, which would have actually been with Luke's Landspeeder, of course, and nobody needs that again, and the remake of the T16 Skyhopper. And so for me, this guy is brand new, and what an incredible looking minifigure. Lots of good detail going on. People doing yard work and stuff. I'm in the middle of making a video. Don't you get it? So anyway, you know, of course, I thought that they were done and they started back up. So whatever. But yeah, good back printing, good detail. This is supposed to be a gun. I want to say it's supposed to be a gun, but it also works as a club because there's like a big club thing at the end of the gun. So yeah, depending on how you look at this and stuff like that, I think it is technically supposed to be a gun. So that's what this weird thing is. The head. The first time I ever saw this head, I was like, okay, that is overkill, and it looks too big for the minifigure. Looking at it now, actually having one in person, I look at it and I go, you know what? It doesn't look all that bad. What is going on? Please focus. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This dude, he looks great. And even better than that, it's a dual molded thing. So there's silver on the inside with dark tan on the outside, with the brown and dark brown printed on, with the like more metallic silver printed on, and the black for the eyes. So yeah, man, like this Tusken Raider, Tusken Raider looks awesome. Here's to compare the 2002 version of the Tusken Raider. And I love this version. All right, you can never get me to not love this version because I grew up with it and I love it. And it came with back printing, one of the like more rare occasions of the day, kind of. And it was just a simple minifigure head with printing on it. Now there was no back printing to the head, but you know what? Like, it was a Tusken Raider. It was a Tusken Raider. It was a sand person, you know? Like, how cool is that? And you got two of them in the set. So this is what they initially looked like, and I really like it. The head is certainly... The new head is one of those things to where it's a little bit bigger than it probably should be. Of course, it's out of focus again, but you know, that is what it is. If I cover up enough stuff, it will refocus itself. There we go. So, like, the eyes are probably a little too tall, but you know what? The added detail, considering everything else that's on it, it looks good. I could go with or without a head, like new head mold type thing. I actually kind of want to see what this looks like. Not terrible. Could be better, but it works. So you know. But you know, and back in the day, we had the old Buccaneer style rifle, little kind of blunderbuss type thing at the end, you know. So that's pretty cool. But you don't get 3-piece or 4-piece gun club things. It's a it's a 3-long bar with a dark bluish gray ice cream cone with the brown perpendicular lightsaber handle type thingy that was introduced in Ninjago, and a cone. So that's pretty cool.
It's nice.
And I've talked so much about this Tusken Raider, I'm not going to have time to talk about this absolutely wonderful Bantha. But for right now, no. You can, you could do that, or you could swap it around, because that's not right. There we go. The cone gets a little bit in the way of the wedge, which means it doesn't clip in properly there in order to kind of clear everything. So it's kind of got to sit a bit like that. But whatever. And we've got some fancy 1x3 jumper plates, so that's pretty great. You can sit your guy on there. And then we have a Bantha, man. And this is a first for LEGO. They made a Bantha. Oh my gosh.
Woohoo!
Tap, 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 tap. What do we say when someone gives you something?
About time!
That's my boy.
It's incredible. I love it. This Bantha is sweet. So yeah, like Banthas, they're just elephants covered in like a big fur thing with a face. That's all they are. But like, what a like interesting little animal. And then like you make a Microfighter versions of it. Like,
It's adorable.
I love it. It's to the same level as Dewback. These two cutie pies. Oh my gosh, they're great. I cannot get enough of them. they're so great. And I made sure to look in the back because I was not counting when I looked at all of these little truncated slope pieces, these little corner slope pieces. I thought that there would be an odd number between the left and right versions. No, there's the same number of each, so have no fear. You have an even number of these cornered little slope pieces.
Perfectly. As all should be.
Bodacious.
I was so scared of that because I'm telling you right now, the parts in this are like equally as great as the ones that came with the Dewback, because you get snot bricks everywhere in different colors. And that is something that should be valued. So yeah, and you just like get some good dark brown parts in here and slopes that I don't normally have. I love the way they did the lips. Like this lip, that upper lip, that's perfect. That is spot on perfect.
Total perfection.
So yeah, man. Really, my only complaint would be the horns, and it's just that they stick out too far. Unfortunately, because we're using the pin axle piece, that makes it stick out really far. If you had just a regular pin, it wouldn't be very good. It would make the horns kind of flop around. However, I do have an easy solution to that. You use 1x1 studs, little snot bricks, with the stud on the side instead of the other stuff. That'd be interesting. You could actually do the cornered ones and add some hair back there if you needed. But anyway, 1x1 stud, 1x1 stud with a hole through it that's tan. I don't know if they make those yet. And then add the horn, because that would be a little closer to the face. Because right now I think that they're sticking out a little too far, and maybe it's more the fact that we just don't have the proper spiral to the horns on here. It sticks out and then it curves down instead of being the big rounded, like big horned ram type horns. So that's really my only complaint here. You get some other good parts here with these dark gray slopes. Yeah, just absolutely incredible little Bantha. First ever Bantha. I'm glad that it has finally happened. Now all we really need is a larger version of a Bantha, but I have a feeling that would not look as good because it would just be one big molded part, and I don't want that. Like, I would like a Bantha to build. Thank you, please. So but anyway, moving on to the T16 Skyhopper, you have the Pilot, which looks pretty cool. Oh, come on, focus, please. I would like you to focus, please. Yeah, there we go. And it shares similar, if not the same, but markings as the and the face shield matches that Obi-Wan gives to Luke when he's training up against the little ball. And you know, I didn't really think about that until now, but it makes sense that, like, hey, Obi-Wan found like a crashed T16 Skyhopper in the desert somewhere, found the helmet, used that and painted it, or he grabbed it from Luke, and this actually is Luke. I don't know. I'm actually trying to think about that, because why would Obi-Wan have a helmet like that? Like, he's got the little training ball, he's got the lightsaber, like, he knows that he's gonna train Luke eventually. So, I suppose, yeah, okay. So, sorry, I'm just trying to, make some logic out of a great movie. That's just supposed to be fun. So, anyway, it just uses the standard Rebel helmet that we've seen throughout the years. I'm actually amazed that they have not swapped over completely to that new design that was used in 2018 for the X-Wing, but whatever. So yeah, that's a T16 Skyhopper Pilot, and if we bring out this is what I had back in 2003. And this guy just looks awesome. I love it because he has the visor printed on his face that was used for the Scouts in the Speeder Bike set from 1999. And it just gives you those little highlight lines right there. It's really cool. So yeah. And a plain red helmet. So absolutely nothing similar at all, but it is technically a Skyhopper Pilot. And the interesting thing about the T16 Skyhopper is that it's never really seen in the movies. You see the one that Luke plays with, that's like just a simple model. There's a matte painting behind Luke of it, I think. Or no, that's the speeder that's behind him. You see a matte painting of the Skyhopper in Attack of the Clones, when Anakin is down in that same room. And then in the special edition of Return of the Jedi, a T-16 can be seen flying over top of the crowd as they're cheering because of the fall of the Empire. So, not too common to see T-16s in the movies, and not even in the shows. Like, we never even saw it in Rebels when Ezra goes to Tatooine. So yeah. And this little microfighter, very interesting little complex build. Like the way that they're doing these wings, that's pretty good, pretty clever. Making sure that they've got a nice stable wing up there. This embodies like exactly what microfighters should be, which are these little stubby things with like fat wings and fat engines and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they did a nice job of messing around and making this thing work, and I have no idea how much of that was even in frame in the camera. We have stud shooters down here, and I put the extra studs right here. Just to keep them from rolling around and running away from me. And that's really it, really. The T16 is not, like, too crazy. It's no Bantha. It's no Bantha, all right? It's a bunch of gray and white parts, but it works. If anything, I would say get rid of that. Get rid of the flat angle piece here. Have it be 2 snot pieces that kind of help hold him in place, because right now I can just flick him out of there. Wow, that flew higher than I meant to. I meant to just kind of knock it out of there and not have it go fly. So yeah, kind of similar to I think it was the ski speeder that had that problem. It's like the minifigure's sitting in there, but he could also just kind of fall out if you hit him the right direction. I mean, the Bantha, that's one thing. Like, you can't really do anything about that. He's sitting on it. It's a saddle. Kind of same thing with the Dewback and the Stormtrooper on it. This, on the other hand, I mean, he's supposed to be within a ship. In fact, let me get the old set out. he's supposed to be sitting in a thing that kind of encases him, actually. So, you know, can't quite do that with this guy, but, you know, it works. By the way, I think this, I don't even know how many parts it has necessarily, but this probably has just about as many parts as it does. And this would be a little less than 100 parts in it. So, you know, and this one, about 100 parts. But yeah, other than that, you know, cool. Like other combo packs before, you do get 2 instructions, and they're not the little square ones that we got with the other 2 Microfighters. So, you know, why are we getting square guys, or like more square-ish? Instructions over these more rectangular guys. But yeah, this one builds the Bantha. This one builds the T16 Skyhopper. So if you are so inclined and all you want to do is build a Bantha, that's all you want is the Bantha. Very simple and easy to do. There's only 1 bag per thing, and you can choose which one you want to start off with. You don't have to try and rifle through the instructions to get to your favorite part, you know? So I imagine that makes it a lot easier, and I definitely would suggest, I waited until May 4th hoping that prices would drop, and they just never did, so I bought it on May 4th just to get the double VIP points. But if prices ever drop, even just $5 on this set, I would definitely pick it up. In fact, I kind of want to pick up 2 more, kind of like what I did with the Dewback and Escape Pod set, just so that I can have all the great, wonderful parts that are used in here. And there are some good ones in here, too. I don't want to discredit this T16 Skyhopper, but, you know, it's all about the Bantha. The Bantha's great. And comes with fantastic parts in dark brown and brown that, I don't know, are probably easier to come by in other themes, but definitely not Star Wars. So, you know. But, yeah, this set, I could not recommend it more. And 198 pieces for 20 bucks, you know what? That fair enough. Plus, you also get a number of other goody parts in there. So, you know, yeah. So, really, like, aside from the T16 Skyhopper, I mean, like, you could have done Luke's land speeder, but nobody needs another version of that, not even a micro-scale version of it. So, I'm happy with it. I would actually love to see what they could do with a sandcrawler as a microfighter, you know? Just do all the Tatooine things, you know? Yeah, come on. It'd be great. So, anyway. This has been MCLegoboy with 75265 T16 Skyhopper versus Bantha Microfighters. See you guys.